A sudden thought broke through the quiet car radio humming, that September was waiting right around the bend. We rolled the windows down to catch the salt coming, and decided the afternoon didn't have to end. The gravel crunched beneath the tires on the narrow lane, where wooden porches lean against the salty breeze. No need to look back at yesterday's light rain, when the sun still glints between the cedar trees. We chase the fading tide along the empty pier, while melted cherry drips upon your cotton sleeve. The shadows stretch so long, the autumn feels too near. So let's ignore the clocks and make ourselves believe. A rusty bicycle rests against the seafood shack, with hand-painted signs peeling in the fading blue. We bought 2 lemon cones and drove another track, just watching gulls cut circles in the hazy view. The dashboard clock blurs past 6 and heads towards 7, with dusty vinyl playing tunes from 20 years ago. This quiet coastal town feels like a borrowed heaven, moving at the gentle pace we used to know. We chase the fading tide along the empty pier, while melted cherry drips upon your cotton sleeve. The shadows stretch so long, the autumn feels too near. So let's ignore the clocks and make ourselves believe. The headlights flicker on as dusk begins to settle deep, turning rooftops violet in the fading light. We keep the radio low and put the haze to sleep, and take the longest way around before the night. The paper cups are empty on the rubber mat, as miles slip softly underneath the turning wheel. We found the final piece of summer where it sat, and prove that golden afternoons are real. The smell of damp cedar and warm copper pennies drifts out from the pocket where we kept the spare keys. The afternoon tide leaves a white rim of foam, and August is packing its suitcases home. The gears of the station wagon click as we slow down past the fading blue banners of a coastal ghost town. We roll down the window to catch the last bark before the cicadas surrender to dark. One waffle cone dripping on gray denim jeans, a slow rolling curve where the ocean convenes. I remember the day we dropped nickels for tolls, when the water was sapphire and heavy with shoals. You pointed a finger at a gull on a post and claimed we could drive to the end of the coast. The shadows are stretching long fingers of gray across the pale gravel of Highway 68. We roll down the window to catch the last bark before the cicadas surrender to dark. One waffle cone dripping on gray denim jeans, a slow rolling curve where the ocean convenes. Seasons don't vanish in a sudden cold gale. They slip through our fingers like a wet paper sail. So let's leave the headlights off until we can see the silver horizon where the salt meets the tree. The engine ticks quietly as the night takes the wheel, and we trade the warm weather for what we can feel. One final turn before the streetlights ignite. We wave to the ocean and drive into night. Faded parking stop sits by the cruet. August is packing up its heavy suitcase. We have an hour left before we lose it, before the chill replaces every sweet trace. Turn the radio dial until the fuzz is gone. Roll the canvas window all the way down. The asphalt highway stretches straight and long, far away from the quiet coastal town. One more scoop of vanilla dripping on the hand. One more barefoot sprint across the cooling sand. Let the dashboard rattle to a familiar song before the shadow stretches deep and long. The rusted screen door groans a lazy greeting. We park the wagon where the alley ends. There is a magic in the daylight fleeting, a golden hour borrowed from our friends. Smell of pine needles mixed with salty breeze. We walk together down the whispers gently through the trees, whispering that the autumn leaves are near. One more scoop of vanilla dripping on the hand, one more barefoot sprint across the cooling sand. Let the dashboard rattle to a familiar song before the shadow stretches deep and long. No need to ask what September has in store. We left our heavy coats locked in the drawer. Let the radio play until the singer's done soaking the very last drop of the August sun. We fold the map and put it in the glove box. The engine ticks as it begins to cool. The tide is turning softly on the gray docks, and tomorrow we go back to the room. A bicycle bell rings twice down the gravel lane, and the bakery awning rolls up from the rain. You are tying your laces beside the blue door, saying 31 degrees is not summer anymore. Roll the window down while the air still smells like salt. We have got nowhere, we need to be at fault. The boardwalk is quiet, the paper cups blow. August is packing her suitcases slow. Before the dark shadow stretches too far to cross, let us taste every drop of the sun. We will lose. We park by the inlet where the wooden pier ends, and wave to the fisherman counting his bends. You bite through the wafer and laugh at the drip, catching the vanilla with the tip of your lip. This road is familiar, we drove it in June, under the weight of a heavy noon. The boardwalk is quiet, the paper cups blow. August is packing her suitcases slow. Before the dark shadow stretches too far to cross, let us taste every drop of the sun. We will lose. Longer shadows crawl across the yellow grass, telling us the warmest afternoon will pass. Do not look ahead to the turning of the leaves. Listen to the breeze in the cedar trees. The boardwalk is quiet, the paper cups blow. August is packing her suitcases slow. Before the dark shadow stretches too far to cross, let us taste every drop of the sun. We will lose. The headlights are flickered, the evening is near. We made the best of the tail end of the year. Keep your window open as we turn the wheel back home and leave the last golden hour completely alone.
Stray thought broke the quiet while the gear shift clicked in place. The engine hummed a lazy tune as gravel left a trace. We still have half a tank of gas and 30 minutes more before the salt air cools and chases everyone indoors. The steering wheel is warm against my hand. We have no plans to make and no demands. An August afternoon begins to lean toward the tide. We roll the windows down to let the heavy air inside. The melting lemon ice cream drips across a paper cup. We watch the shadows stretch and let the evening catch us up. A wooden sign points backward to a diner closed for fall. A rusted bicycle leans flat against a peeling wall. We pull the handbrake up and leave the headlights burning low to walk the wooden pier where only local footsteps go. The tide is pulling backward from the posts. We walk along the edge of summer ghosts. An August afternoon begins to lean toward the tide. We roll the windows down to let the heavy air inside. The melting lemon ice cream drips across a paper cup. We watch the shadows stretch and let the evening catch us up. Before the street lights flicker on and turn the harbor white, we take one final look across the fading slate and light. The season does not need to end in hurry or regret. It only asks us to linger and remember what is said. The engine cools beside the water as the stars ignite. We drive the coastal road home through the edge of twilight. One perfect day remains alive before the autumn breeze and leaves us quiet stories underneath the cedar trees.
scent of grilled squid drifts across the boardwalk pine, where gray-haired couples sit and share a bottle of wine. The wooden porch is creaking in the afternoon heat, and locals shake the beach sand from their canvas seat. He turns the key in the ignition twice. She rolls the passenger window down for ice. One final afternoon to chase the fading tide, before the harbor lanterns turn from gold to white. They drive the rusted wagon past the pebble shore and leave the autumn coat behind the pantry door. A folding table stands outside the corner store, where tubs of berry sherbet sit beside the door. The vendor wipes his glasses with a checkered cloth and watches headlights tangle with a sleepy moth. The shadows stretch across the empty concrete square as cooler currents settle in the coastal air. One final afternoon to chase the fading tide, before the harbor lanterns turn from gold to white. They drive the rusted wagon past the pebble shore and leave the autumn coat behind the pantry door. The radio is playing songs from 40 years ago, a gentle rhythm moving with the undertow. They have no place to hurry and no time to keep, before the sleepy village falls into its sleep. The engine whispers softly as they park the gear and wave goodbye until the middle of next year. The salt is drying slowly on the cottage glass, while crickets sing their story in the tall, dry grass.
The faded linen sleeve brushes my bare elbow. A sudden chill reminds me August has a threshold. We drove down 99 with windows rolled halfway, listening to copper coins rattle in the ashtray. I see us 10 years back in faded Polaroid yellow, eating melting peach bars while the sea grew mellow. Back when every weekend stretched like summer wool, and parking by the jetty felt like heaven was full. Tide is pulling back to leave the rocks exposed, before the wooden rental shack is shuttered and closed. One scoop of butter pecan dripping on the sneaker, static whispering softly from the dashboard speaker. We chase the sloping shadow down the gravel lane before the changing weather brings the autumn rain. Remember how we promised we would never grow old, trading winter jackets for a story retold. The air tastes like salt and lemon drop candy, and having you beside me makes the passage handy. The engine ticks quietly as the headlights dim. We step upon the pebbles at the water's brim. One final golden minute till the daylight slips, with the taste of melting sugar right upon our lips.
Why does the radio skip the beat when the coastline turns to gold? Windows down and the salt spray sticking to the dashboard chrome. A nickel ice cream melting past the paper wrapper's fold, and nobody's asking if we ought to turn back home. The shadows stretch across the tar like lazy Sunday cats. August is packing up her bags and wicker woven hats. We chase the fading daylight down a crooked gravel lane before the autumn weather paints the tavern window pane. One final barefoot dash against the cooling tide, with all our favorite summer secrets locked inside. Paper cups rolling on the floorboards with every sudden turn. That little seafood shack is putting up the wooden sign. We never got around to letting all our letters burn, or tasting every bottle in the coastal vineyard line. The evening air is turning crisp behind the berry patch. We turn the ignition key and wait to hear it catch. We chase the fading daylight down a crooked gravel lane before the autumn weather paints the tavern window pane. One final barefoot dash against the cooling tide, with all our favorite summer secrets locked inside. Just 12 more hours till the calendar flips the page. Let's leave the headlights burning at the edge of the stage. Keep the motor running while the crickets start to play. We have a few more miles to keep the dark away. August isn't finished till we say we're through.
Apricot and slightly heavy on the phone booth glass. We traded pennies for a paper cone of blackberry grass. You said you missed the ferry by about an hour or two. I said the tide is lower than it looks from Avenue B. The screen door rattled twice against the general store. August is packing up her bags beside the cedar floor. We drive the coast road while the radio plays a fuzzy tune. A wooden sign points backward to the middle of July. The melted sugar drips onto your canvas tennis shoe. We haven't got a ticket and we haven't got a clue. He pointed at a seagull resting on a wooden crate and asked if 60 minutes made it early or too late. I told you time is funny when the windows are rolled down and salty air is blowing through this quiet coastal town. The shadows stretch across the grass like sleepy dogs at rest. The sun is sinking slowly down behind the western crest. We drive the coast road while the radio plays a fuzzy tune. A wooden sign points backward to the middle of July. The melted sugar drips onto your canvas tennis shoe. We haven't got a ticket and we haven't got a clue. Stranger in the passenger seat with salt upon your cheek. We found a summer story in the middle of the week. Don't look too close at billboards telling us to turn around. The very final minute is the best one we have found. The engine clicks and cools beneath the maple tree. The twilight sky is turning into shades of dusty tea. We walk the gravel path before the porch light starts to gleam, and thank the gentle stranger for the tail end of a dream. The smell of melted pine, resin and tar rolls off the timber wharf before the bar. Two silver spoons are rattling in a cup as old man Miller pulls his canvas up. The heavy air begins to thin and drop past gravel shoulders where the buses stop. He turns the key and lets the wipers sweep. The August dust dusk is getting warm and steep. A dripping sugar cone begins to slide, while coastal shadows stretch across the tide. A blue sedan is parked beside the rail, where children leave their plastic wooden pail. The radio is playing strings from town before the signal breaks and settles down. The tide is pulling backward from the wall and leaves a silver crust upon it all. He turns the key and lets the wipers sweep. The August dusk is getting warm and steep. A dripping sugar cone begins to slide, while coastal shadows stretch across the tide. One more corner past the berry patch before the screen door needs a double latch. The headlights catch a rabbit in the fern, too slow to care about the final turn. The engine ticking softly in the shed before the stars are heavy overhead. Another summer folding up its chair with just a hint of salt upon the air.
The weight of the chair on the grass leaves a ring, a sleepy postcard from the start of the spring. You worried too much about losing the race, while time was just painting a smile on your face. Look at you then, with your map and your fear, believing the magic would vanish this year. August is sweet like a melted peach slice. We drove to the water and didn't check twice. The shadows grow long as the coastal light fades. We're drinking the lemonade nobody made. I found that old jacket you left on the floor. The sand in the pocket still falls by the door. You thought every season was slipping away, instead of just waiting to greet you today. Forgive all the worrying nights in the dark. We missed the whole orchard by staring at bark. August is sweet like a melted peach slice. We drove to the water and didn't check twice. The shadows grow long as the coastal light fades. the calm sea, and you are finally sitting with me.
Did the seagulls leave the telephone wire so soon, before the baker even turned the copper sign? A dusty paperback sits on the dashboard ledge, between a map of bends and rusty paper clips. We left the windows down to catch the salt, while August counts its final copper coins. Spin the wheel toward the narrow wooden pier, buy a lemon cone that melts into your hand. Shadows stretch across the picnic tables now, before the evening breeze forgets to blow. Two worn-out sneakers resting on the rubber mat, a box of peaches bruising in the passenger seat. The tide recedes and leaves a ribbon made of glass along the pebbled strip where children used to run. We keep the radio tuned to distant towns, where summer stays an extra hour or two. Spin the wheel toward the narrow wooden pier, buy a lemon cone that melts into your hand. Shadows stretch across the picnic tables now, before the evening breeze forgets to blow. No one checks the watch when daylight lasts this long. The headlights flicker on through banks of clover green. We trade the heavy coats for just one golden stretch, before the calendar turns another quiet page. Spin the wheel toward the narrow wooden pier, buy a lemon cone that melts into your hand. Shadows stretch across the picnic tables now, before the evening breeze forgets to blow. Drive a little slower past the wooden fence. The night is mild enough to leave the porch unlit. We fold the picnic blanket on the wooden floor and leave the door unlocked until the stars come out. You said yesterday the season has a hinge that squeaks. I found a ticket stub from June tucked underneath the seats. The corner store has turned its sign to face the empty road, and heavy trucks are carrying the heavy peach reload. A yellow jacket hovers near the rusted mailbox slot. We still have half a tank of gas and one remaining spot. Salt is drying on the mirror as we take the coastal curve. Little dogs are barking at the turn we didn't quite deserve. August packs her boxes while the harbor water shines. Scoop another cherry cone and read the warning signs. A paper hat is blowing past the shuttered ferry dock. The shadow of the steeple stretches longer on the rock. A pair of canvas sneakers drying upside on the wall, and tiny drops of engine oil begin to count the fall. The kiosk by the water sold its very final pair. A sudden draft of cooler breezes lifting up your hair. Salt is drying on the mirror as we take the coastal curve. Little dogs are barking at the turn we didn't quite deserve. August packs her boxes while the harbor water shines. Scoop another cherry cone and read the warning signs. We keep the windows rolled right down to catch the sleepy heat. The gravel popping softly underneath the driving feet. No sweaters in the trunk today, no reason yet to hide. Just afternoon stretching wide. Salt is drying on the mirror as we take the coastal curve. Little dogs are barking at the turn we didn't quite deserve. August packs her boxes while the harbor water shines. Scoop another cherry cone and read the warning signs. The paper cup is empty and the road is turning gray. We spent the final penny of the longest summer day. Keep the radio tuned low until the stars ignite, and leave the headlights off until the edge of night. The coarse cotton sleeve rubs against the door handle as the old station wagon turns into the lane. We left the town behind us like a damp coat and rolled down the glass to let in the salt. I see the bench where we sat last July, before the leaves started turning to gold. The air is still warm on the back of my hand, and the engine hums a familiar song. By a paper cone filled with peach sherbet, watch the tide pull one more hour. We parked by the fence where the wild roses climbed, before the petals dropped onto the hood. I found a dry ticket stub tucked in the map. From the afternoon we drove to the point. I remember the tune playing soft on the dial when we stopped to look at the fishing boats. Nothing has changed in the small stretch of coast, except for the way that the light hits the waves. By a paper cone filled with peach sherbet, watch the tide pull the seaweed away from the pier. The shadow stretches long across the gravel path, while the afternoon holds on for one more hour. The seasons turn slow when you watch from the shore, and August keeps whispering secrets to stone. We do not need to look back at the clock when the road ahead smells like pine and sea. By a paper cone filled with peach sherbet, watch the tide pull the seaweed away from the pier. The shadow stretches long across the gravel path, while the afternoon holds on for one more hour. We will drive until the headland turns to blue, and leave the empty wrappers on the floor. The sun goes down without a word to say, and we are right where we plan to stay.
A sudden thought broke through the quiet car radio humming, that September was waiting right around the bend. We rolled the windows down to catch the salt coming, and decided the afternoon didn't have to end. The gravel crunched beneath the tires on the narrow lane, where wooden porches lean against the salty breeze. No need to look back at yesterday's light rain, when the sun still glints between the cedar trees. We chase the fading tide along the empty pier, while melted cherry drips upon your cotton sleeve. The shadows stretch so long, the autumn feels too near. So let's ignore the clocks and make ourselves believe. A rusty bicycle rests against the seafood shack, with hand-painted signs peeling in the face. is watching gulls cut circles in the hazy view. The dashboard clock blurs past 6 and heads towards 7, with dusty vinyl playing tunes from 20 years ago. This quiet coastal town feels like a borrowed heaven, moving at the gentle pace we used to know. We chase the fading tide along the empty pier, while melted cherry drips upon your cotton sleeve. The shadows stretch so long, the autumn feels too near. So let's ignore the clocks and make ourselves believe. The headlights flicker on as dusk begins to settle deep, turning rooftops violet in the fading light. We keep the radio low and put the haste to sleep, and take the longest way around before the night. The paper cups are empty on the rubber mat as miles slip softly underneath the turning wheel. We found the final piece of summer where it sat, and prove that golden afternoons are real.
The smell of damp cedar and warm copper pennies drifts out from the pocket where we kept the spare keys. The afternoon tide leaves a white rim of foam, and August is packing its suitcases home. The gears of the station wagon click as we slow down, past the fading blue banners of a coastal ghost town. We roll down the window to catch the last bark before the cicadas surrender to dark. One waffle cone dripping on gray denim jeans, a slow rolling curve where the ocean convenes. I remember the day we dropped nickels for tolls, when the water was sapphire and heavy with shoals. You pointed a finger at a gull on a post and claimed we could drive to the end of the coast. The shadows are stretching long fingers of gray across the pale gravel of Highway 68. We roll down the window to catch the last bark before the cicadas surrender to dark. One waffle cone dripping on gray denim jeans, a slow rolling curve things don't vanish in a sudden cold gale. They slip through our fingers like a wet paper sail. So let's leave the headlights off until we can see the silver horizon where the salt meets the tree. The engine ticks quietly as the night takes the wheel, and we trade the warm weather for what we can feel. One final turn before the streetlights ignite. We wave to the ocean and drive into night.
Faded parking stop sits by the cruet. August is packing up its heavy suitcase. We have an hour left before we lose it, before the chill replaces every sweet trace. Turn the radio down till the fuzz is gone. Roll the canvas window all the way down. The asphalt highway stretches straight and long, far away from the quiet coastal town. One more scoop of vanilla dripping on the hand. One more barefoot sprint across the cooling sand. Let the dashboard rattle to a familiar song before the shadow stretches deep and long. The rusted screen door groans a lazy greeting. We park the wagon where the alley ends. There is a magic in the daylight fleeting, a golden hour borrowed from our friends. Smell of pine needles mixed with salty breeze. We walk together down the wooden pier. The evening whispers gently through the trees, whispering that the autumn leaves are near. One more scoop of vanilla dripping on the hand. One more barefoot sprint across the cooling sand. Let the dashboard rattle to a familiar song before the shadow stretches deep and long. No need to ask what September has in store. We left our heavy coats locked in the drawer. Let the radio play until the singer's done, soaking the very last drop of the August sun. We fold the map and put it in the glove box. The engine ticks as it begins to cool. The tide is turning softly on the gray docks, and tomorrow we go back to the room. bicycle bell rings twice down the gravel lane, and the bakery awning rolls up from the rain. You are tying your laces beside the blue door, saying 31 degrees is not summer anymore. Roll the window down while the air still smells like salt. We have got nowhere, we need to be at fault. The boardwalk is quiet, the paper cups blow. August is packing her suitcases slow. Before the dark shadow stretches too far to cross, let us taste every drop of the sun. We will lose. We park by the inlet where the wooden pier ends, and wave to the fisherman counting his bends. You bite through the wafer and laugh at the drip, catching the vanilla with the tip of your lip. This road is familiar, we drove it in June, under the weight of a heavy noon. The boardwalk is quiet, the paper cups blow. August is packing her suitcases slow. Before the dark shadow stretches too far to cross, let us taste every drop of the sun. We will lose. Longer shadows crawl across the yellow grass, telling us the warmest afternoon will pass. Do not look ahead to the turning of the leaves. Listen to the breeze in the cedar trees. The boardwalk is quiet, the paper cups blow. August is packing her suitcases slow. Before the dark shadow stretches too far to cross, let us taste every drop of the sun. We will lose. The headlights are flickered, the evening is near. We made the best of the tail end of the year. Keep your window open as we turn the wheel back home, and leave the last golden hour completely alone.
A stray thought broke the quiet while the gear shift clicked in place. The engine hummed a lazy tune as gravel left a trace. We still have half a tank of gas and 30 minutes more before the salt air cools and chases everyone indoors. The steering wheel is warm against my hand. We have no plans to make and no demands. An August afternoon begins to lean toward the tide. We roll the windows down to let the heavy air inside. The melting lemon ice cream drips across a paper cup. We watch the shadows stretch and let the evening catch us up. A wooden sign points backward to a diner closed for fall. A rusted bicycle leans flat against a peeling wall. We pull the handbrake up and leave the headlights burning low to walk the wooden pier where only local footsteps go. The tide is pulling backward from the posts. We walk along the edge of summer ghosts. An August afternoon begins to lean toward the tide. We roll the windows down to let the heavy air inside. The melting lemon ice cream drips across a paper cup. We watch the shadows stretch and let the evening catch us up. Before the street lights flicker on and turn the harbor white, we take one final look across the fading slate and light. The season does not need to end in hurry or regret. It only asks us to linger and remember what is said. The engine cools beside the water as the stars ignite. We drive the coastal road home through the edge of twilight. One perfect day remains alive before the autumn breeze and leaves us quiet stories underneath the cedar trees.
Scent of grilled squid drifts across the boardwalk pine, where gray-haired couples sit and share a bottle of wine. The wooden porch is creaking in the afternoon heat, and locals shake the beach sand from their canvas seat. He turns the key in the ignition twice. She rolls the passenger window down for ice. One final afternoon to chase the fading tide, before the harbor lanterns turn from gold to white. They drive the rusted wagon past the pebble shore and leave the autumn coat behind the pantry door. A folding table stands outside the corner store, where tubs of berry sherbet sit beside the door. The bartender wipes his glasses with a checkered cloth and watches headlights tangle with a sleepy moth. The shadows stretch across the empty concrete square as cooler currents settle in the coastal air. One final afternoon to chase the fading tide before the harbor lanterns turn from gold to white. They drive the rusted wagon past the pebble shore and leave the autumn coat behind the pantry door. The radio is playing songs from 40 years ago, a gentle rhythm moving with the undertow. They have no place to hurry and no time to keep before the sleepy village falls into its sleep. The engine whispers softly as they park the gear and wave goodbye until the middle of next year. The salt is drying slowly on the cottage glass while crickets sing their story in the tall dry grass.
The faded linen sleeve brushes my bare elbow. A sudden chill reminds me August has a threshold. We drove down 99 with windows rolled halfway, listening to copper coins rattle in the ashtray. I see us 10 years back in faded Polaroid yellow, eating melting peach bars while the sea grew mellow. Back when every weekend stretched like summer wool, and parking by the jetty felt like heaven was full. Tide is pulling back to leave the rocks exposed before the wooden rental shack is shuttered and closed. One scoop of butter pecan dripping on the sneaker, static whispering softly from the dashboard speaker. We chase the sloping shadow down the gravel lane before the changing weather brings the autumn rain. Remember how we promised we would never grow old, trading winter jackets for a story retold. The air tastes like salt and lemon drop candy, and having you beside me makes the passage handy. The engine ticks quietly as the headlights dim. We step upon the pebbles at the water's brim. One final golden minute till the daylight slips, with the taste of melting sugar upon our lips.
Why does the radio skip the beat when the coastline turns to gold? Windows down and the salt spray sticking to the dashboard chrome. A nickel ice cream melting past the paper wrapper's fold. And nobody's asking if we ought to turn back home. The shadows stretch across the tar like lazy Sunday cats. August is packing up her bags and wicker woven hats. We chase the fading daylight down a crooked gravel lane before the autumn weather paints the tavern window pane. One final barefoot dash against the cooling tide, with all our favorite summer secrets locked inside. Paper cups rolling on the floorboards with every sudden turn. That little seafood shack is putting up the wooden sign. We never got around to letting all our letters burn, or tasting every bottle in the coastal vineyard line. The evening air is turning crisp behind the berry patch. We turn the ignition key and wait to hear it catch. We chase the fading daylight down a crooked gravel lane before the autumn weather paints the tavern window pane. One final barefoot dash against the cooling tide, with all our favorite summer secrets locked inside. Just 12 more hours till the calendar flips the page. Let's leave the headlights burning at the edge of the stage. Keep the motor running while the crickets start to play. We have a few more miles to keep the dark away. August isn't finished till we say we're through.
The light was apricot and slightly heavy on the phone booth glass. We traded pennies for a paper cone of blackberry grass. You said you missed the ferry by about an hour or two. I said the tide is lower than it looks from Avenue B. The screen door rattled twice against the general store. August is packing up her bags beside the cedar floor. We drive the coast road while the radio plays a fuzzy tune. A wooden sign points backward to the middle of July. The melted sugar drips onto your canvas tennis shoe. We haven't got a ticket and we haven't got a clue. resting on a wooden crate, and asked if 60 minutes made it early or too late. I told you time is funny when the windows are rolled down and salty air is blowing through this quiet coastal town. The shadows stretch across the grass like sleepy dogs at rest. The sun is sinking slowly down behind the western crest. We drive the coast road while the radio plays a fuzzy tune. A wooden sign points backward to the middle of July. The melted sugar drips onto your canvas tennis shoe. We haven't got a ticket and we haven't got a clue. Stranger in the passenger seat with salt upon your cheek. We found a summer story in the middle of the week. Don't look too close at billboards telling us to turn around. The very final minute is the best one we have found. The engine clicks and cools beneath the maple tree. The twilight sky is turning into shades of dusty tea. We walk the gravel path before the porch light starts to gleam, and thank the gentle stranger for the tail end of a dream. The smell of melted pine, resin and tar rolls off the timber wharf before the bar. Two silver spoons are rattling in a cup as old man Miller pulls his canvas up. The heavy air begins to thin and drop past gravel shoulders where the buses stop. He turns the key and lets the wipers sweep. The August dusk is getting warm and steep. A dripping sugar cone begins to slide while coastal shadows stretch across the tide. A blue sedan is parked beside the rail where children leave their plastic wooden pail. The radio is playing strings from town before the signal breaks and settles down. The tide is pulling backward from the wall and leaves a silver crust upon it all. He turns the key and lets the wipers sweep. The August dusk is getting warm and steep. A dripping sugar cone begins to slide while coastal shadows stretch across the tide. One more corner past the berry patch before the screen door needs a double latch. The headlights catch a rabbit in the fern, too slow to care about the final turn. The engine ticking softly in the shed before the stars are heavy overhead. Another summer folding up its chair with just a hint of salt upon the air.
The weight of the chair on the grass leaves a ring, a sleepy postcard from the start of the spring. You worried too much about losing the race, while time was just painting a smile on your face. Look at you then, with your map and your fear, believing the magic would vanish this year. August is sweet like a melted peach slice. We drove to the water and didn't check twice. The shadows grow long as the coastal light fades. We're drinking the lemonade nobody made. I found that old jacket you left on the floor. The sand in the pocket still falls by the door. You thought every season was slipping away, instead of just waiting to greet you today. Forgive all the worrying nights in the dark. We missed the whole orchard by staring at bark. August is sweet like a melted peach slice. We drove to the water and didn't check twice. The shadows grow long as the coastal light fades. We're drinking the lemonade nobody made. Dear younger self with the tight knitted brow, you would be proud of the quiet we found. The ocean is warm and the evening is slow. There is nowhere else that we needed to go. So fold up the metal and leave it right here. Another sweet summer is ending, my dear. The stars are appearing above the calm sea, and you are finally sitting with me.
Why did the seagulls leave the telephone wire so soon? Before the baker even turned the copper sign. A dusty paperback sits on the dashboard ledge, between a map of bends and rusty paper clips. We left the windows down to catch the salt, while August counts its final copper coins. Spin the wheel toward the narrow wooden pier, buy a lemon cone that melts into your hand. Shadows stretch across the picnic tables now, before the evening breeze forgets to blow. Two worn-out sneakers resting on the rubber mat, a box of peaches bruising in the passenger seat. The tide recedes and leaves a ribbon made of glass along the pebbled strip where children used to run. We keep the radio tuned to distant towns, where summer stays an extra hour or two. Spin the wheel toward the narrow wooden pier, buy a lemon cone that melts into your hand. Shadows stretch across the picnic tables now, before the evening breeze forgets to blow. No one checks the watch when daylight lasts this long. The headlights flicker on through banks of clover green. We trade the heavy coats for just one golden stretch, before the calendar turns another quiet page. Spin the wheel toward the narrow wooden pier, buy a lemon cone that melts into your hand. Shadows stretch across the picnic tables now, before the evening breeze forgets to blow. Drive a little slower past the wooden fence. The night is mild enough to leave the porch unlit. We fold the picnic blanket on the wooden floor and leave the door unlocked until the stars come out. You said yesterday the season has a hinge that squeaks. I found a ticket stub from June tucked underneath the seats. The corner store has turned its sign to face the empty road, and heavy trucks are carrying the heavy peach reload. A yellow jacket hovers near the rusted mailbox slot. We still have half a tank of gas and one remaining spot. Salt is drying on the mirror as we take the coastal curve. Little dog dogs are barking at the turn we didn't quite deserve. August packs her boxes while the harbor water shines. Scoop another cherry cone and read the warning signs. A paper hat is blowing past the shuttered ferry dock. The shadow of the steeple stretches longer on the rock. A pair of canvas sneakers drying upside on the wall, and tiny drops of engine oil begin to count the fall. The kiosk by the water sold its very final pair. A sudden draft of cooler breezes lifting up your hair. Salt is drying on the mirror as we take the coastal curve. Little dogs are barking at the turn we didn't quite deserve. August packs her boxes while the harbor water shines. Scoop another cherry cone and read the warning signs. We keep the windows rolled right down to catch the sleepy heat. The gravel popping softly underneath the driving feet. No sweaters in the trunk today, no reason yet to hide. Just afternoon stretching wide. Salt is drying on the mirror as we take the coastal curve. Little dogs are barking at the turn we didn't quite deserve. August packs her boxes while the harbor water shines. Scoop another cherry cone and read the warning signs. The paper cup is empty and the road is turning gray. We spent the final penny of the longest summer day. Keep the radio tuned low until the stars ignite, and leave the headlights off until the edge of night. The coarse cotton sleeve rubs against the door handle as the old station wagon turns into the lane. We left the town behind us like a damp coat and rolled down the glass to let in the salt. I see the bench where we sat last July, before the leaves started turning to gold. The air is still warm on the back of my hand, and the engine hums a familiar song. By a paper cone filled with peach sherbet, watch the tide pull the seaweed away from the pier. The shadow stretches long across the gravel path, while the afternoon holds on for one more hour. We park by the fence where the wild roses climbed, before the petals dropped onto the hood. I found a dry ticket stub tucked in the map from we stop to look at the fishing boats. Nothing has changed in the small stretch of coast, except for the way that the light hits the waves. By a paper cone filled with peach sherbet, watch the tide pull the seaweed away from the pier. The shadow stretches long across the gravel path, while the afternoon holds on for one more hour. The seasons turn slow when you watch from the shore, and August keeps whispering secrets to stone. We do not need to look back at the clock when the road ahead smells like pine and sea. By a paper cone filled with peach sherbet, watch the tide pull the seaweed away from the pier. The shadow stretches long across the gravel path, while the afternoon holds on for one more hour. We will drive until the headland turns to blue, and leave the empty wrappers on the floor. The sun goes down